All right, so Michigan won the championship, the 2020 championship against Ohio State in the big game. They blew them out. So me and Tim, we don't like Ohio State. We're not fans anymore. We're traders. So what we did is we became Michigan fans. So we no longer want to continue our business, even though it's profitable. Just goes against our morals. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna close out our company. We're gonna take all our profits to go because we still like those. Want some cash in our pocket, but we no longer want to keep the company running. So what we have here is a look at our post-closing trial balance. We have all these values in all these accounts, and we want to clear them out for cash for ourselves. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna start off by clearing out all our assets, except for cash. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna take our we're gonna get cash for our equipment. So we're gonna gain cash of 55,125. Now this is just what we sold our equipment for. It's not just the same value as this. It was just lucky in this case. Then what happened was we had accumulated depreciation on our equipment for a value of 2 grand. Sorry. So we're also going to debit that because we're taking that away from what our equipment was worth. And then we also have our accounts receivable, which we cleared out. And this was 18 grand. So we're going to credit this. We got that money. And then we also had our equipment, which we sold for that cash value, as well as the accounts receivable, which was 12 grand. And then this doesn't balance. So what the thing is, we gained on our realization value. We had our equipment worth 12 grand with an accumulated depreciation of 2 grand. So in that case, we gained on our realization by selling it. So we had a gain on realization. So what we thought would be worth 30 grand minus 2 grand, so 28 grand, we actually got 55125 plus 2,000 minus 30 grand. We actually ended up getting this much as a gain on our realization. So this is $27,125. So that's our gain. Next thing we have to do is we have to separate this gain between Tim and myself. So we're going to use our accounts. So our gain on realization, we're going to be debiting this because it used to be a credit, so we want to clear that out. On realization, this is a debit entry again. And we have a gain on realization of 27 grand $125. And since we have a 1-to-1 ratio, we split it evenly between ourselves. So we're going to take this value and we're going to divide it by 2. So that's my realization gain as well as Tim's. And now Mike, since we kicked him out of the company, he's no longer sharing our profits, so he doesn't get any part of those profits. So what's going to happen here is we're going to have Nate Capital and Tim Capital. And they're both going to get a increase or a credit entry of 13 grand $562.50. So it's going to be the same for both of them because, again, as I explained earlier, a 1-to-1 ratio. Now the next part is we have our accounts payable. We already added this into our equation earlier when we were trying to balance things out, but we need to pay off all these people that we owe money before we can, because they have claims against our assets. So we have to pay them off before we get our own money. So what we have to do here is we have to debit our accounts payable, and we're paying cash for these guys. So we're going straight cash, cold hard. the way we all like it. And that's going to be 10 grand because this is the value it shows in our post-closing trial balance. So 10 grand and 10 grand. So accounts payable debited 10 grand, cash credited 10 grand. And then finally, since mine and Tim capitals increased, we're going to take our new capital values, which are the ones that were previously taken, plus the gain on realization for each of them. And what we're going to do is we're going to debit them and we're going to take them out as cash, and then it's done. We've closed out our company. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go Nate, capital, Tim, capital, and cash. So I take these values, I add them to each of our old capital values. So for myself, it would be 35960 plus 13562.5. That'll give me this value. So my new capital will be 49522.5, and I'm taking that out of the company, so I'm getting cash for this. Tim's capital will be 37165 plus 13562.5, which will give him this value. So you will have 50 grand, $727.50. And then finally, we're taking out our cash. So that will be the total of the two. So I'm going to add $49,522.5. And that is the value of cash that we are exerting from our company, taking it in our pockets because we are now Michigan fans.
It was a fun rip, Nate. Pleasure doing business with you.